Okay, so tonight we're going to paint the unicorn, and this is what your unicorn blank looks like when you received it. I've gone ahead and painted it white so that I could just start drawing out the unicorn and show you what I do. I have taken a pencil and I drew a little heart down here on its rump, a circle for its eye, and I drew the mane so that I could get different colors up into each of the poofs on the unicorn's mane. So let's go ahead and get started by putting our paint out on the paper plate. And I'm using some pink here. I'm going to use some yellow in this, some blue in this, some green, and some black and white. And we're going to also make a couple of colors uh, extra by mixing the two colors. So if you're following along with me and you're doing this, you can pause the video and go ahead and draw your design out. I already have mine done. So let's just finish putting the paint on the board. Okay, so my paint is all out on my paper plate, and I'm going to mix some green and white together. The green that came with some of the kits were a little too dark, and it worked great for some pieces, but for this piece I want a little bit lighter of a green. So I just mixed some white with my green, and it'll give me a light color green. Just mix it together. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to fill in one of the humps on the unicorn. And I'm just going to pick this one right here. There's no right or wrong way. You just don't want two colors side by side. So that's the only thing you have to watch for, is that your colors don't go side to side, side by side. So there's my green. I made an awful lot of green for that one little space that we're coloring green, but that's okay. It's always better to have too much than not enough. Let me clean out my brush here. Okay, so next I think we're going to paint pink, so I can paint the, okay, how about we'll do yellow, since I grabbed yellow, and we'll go ahead and paint his horn up here. I'm going to paint his horn now just so that it's dry, so when I go to put some detail in the horn, that the yellow will be dry all the way. Let me clean my brush again. Now let's do some pink. I'm going to first paint the just underneath the green here with the pink. I'm just following the lines that I drew. If you would like a copy of my pattern, I will post it in my blog link as something that your parents could print off for you if you'd like the pattern of how I drew this out. Okay, so let's go ahead and paint. Here's that little, I'm going to grab a bigger brush. I don't want to paint his big tail with the little brush. Just going side to side. You don't want any big piles of paint or puddles of paint on your piece. You just want a nice smooth finish. And if you have to come back later and do a second coat because something is too light, that's perfectly fine too. Okay, let's paint the little heart on his rump here. Okay. Now I think we're going to paint the hair on top of her head. Just going on the base of the ear. I don't want to cover up the ear. Just smoothing it all out. I'm going to clean my brush so that we can start with another color paint. I think I'm going to paint blue next. I'm going to put blue right beside the pink down here. And then I will put blue on the other side of the pink on the top. If you have glitter paints, that would be really cute on this. Or any of the glitter glues and stuff, that would be really cute on this. Okay, so I've used all the colors, but I'm going to mix the pink and the blue together to make me a light purple to go in that space that I have there. That's why they're sitting side by side, so I could just mix them together. And you see how easy it was that I got a light purple from the pink and the blue. I'm going to make more than I need, but it's better to make more than not have enough, because you won't ever be able to exactly get the same color. So there's a nice color purple. So let's put that in the middle up here. See how easy it was to make different colors from the colors that you have. Okay, so let's go ahead and do her eye, and let's just fill it in. Because I pre-drew the circle, I know exactly where to paint in. Okay. Okay, so now I have some black on a little bitty brush, and I'm going to give her some little eyelashes. If you have a marker, you might be able to use a marker on here and make the lines small. I just have a really tiny paintbrush that I can do it. So I've put some white on my board now because I want to give her a white dot in between her eye, or in her eye. So now I'm going to take and just dab my brush in the white and give her a little white in her eye. Okay. So now I'm going to dip my finger in a little pink and put it on the plate. I'm going to dip my finger in the white and put it on the plate. I'm going to kind of mix them together, but not really mix them up, but just mix them to make a lighter pink. And I'm going to, just with my finger, see, just with my finger, I'm going to dab a little bit to make her look like she has rosy cheeks. Okay, and you could stop here if you wanted. She looks fine. I'm going to do some detail. I'm going to outline everything in black just to give it some more details. But if you want to stop at this point, it is still a cute little unicorn. Just going around everything with black. And I'll come in just a few minutes and I'll do another highlight of white to make this pop even more and give it some movement so that it looks like maybe the sun is shining and she's got, you know, some highlights in her mane. Okay, let's do the tail and the heart. Just going to do a little on the legs. I don't want to overpower it. Okay. So now let's go ahead and put some more white on it. Let me clean my little brush up here. I don't want it to be dirty. So now I'm just going to take, now let's fix the pink here first. I see a couple of spots that are light and could use a second coat of pink. So that's what I'm doing here, just kind of hitting the areas that seem a little like they need more paint. So now let's go ahead and take the white brush and do some highlights in all the colors on the mane. See how that white just pops and just makes it looks really cute now. And I'll put some on the tail and on the heart. Okay, so at this point I need to make a little like a gray color. So I'm going to mix a little black and white together and make me a little spot of gray. I need something to be able to put the highlights in the horn. And the yellow, I don't have any gold, so I'm just going to use some gray. I'm just going to put like the little, like as if there was little coils in the horn, and we're going to call it done now. So there you go. There's your little unicorn. I hope you enjoyed this one, and come back and check out the next blog and see if it's the item you wanted to paint. Have a great day.